Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Crowd Chatter Podcast. And today is going to be some NFL picks, the very first picks of the NFL season. It's crazy to think that we're already upon the opening day of the NFL, and shockingly, that on the opening day of the NFL, playing is actually the Lions, which really makes no sense at all. As the Lions never get attention like this, but here we are. But NFL season getting underway. Obviously, we're gonna have a lot. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We love our football here, and so having college and NFL side by side, always a great time. So let's get this video started. Let's not waste any more time. Let's just get this going and start off with the opening game, shockingly being the Detroit Lions on opening day, heading to Arrowhead to take on the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions. This is going to be a bit of a shootout for sure. I don't think there's going to be much of any defense in this game. I think both of these teams are going to put up some pretty good points. Big news, though, recently for the Kansas City Chiefs. Travis Kelce hyperextended his knee in practice. He might not play for this game. And considering that he is hurt and that he might be out, I was going to pick the Chiefs before I heard that news, but now that I've heard that, it's a bit of a homer pick. But give me the Lions. I'm telling you, I don't think most people know how important to the offense Travis Kelce is. Like, Travis Kelce, I mean, Pat Mahomes is great and all. And Pat Mahomes is a fantastic quarterback. I mean, if you've ever watched that quarterback series on Netflix, you can tell the guy is devoted. He's a fantastic player. He's very devoted to the game. He does all kinds of different stuff. He works hard at it, and he clearly uh, he's a great player, and he has great talent. But they do not have receiving help. Their receiving core is a hot mess. I mean, Marquez Valdez Scantling might be their best receiver out there with the never healthy Kadarius Toney and then like a third round pick of SMU. That's not an inspiring receiving core. Even the Patriots at least had Julian Edelman, but the Chiefs don't even have that. And in terms of running back, their running back. Oh, jeez. This stinking. But in terms of running back, Pacheco's not even really a receiving threat out of the backfield. And in today's NFL, that's how running back really has to be. And so I'm going with the Lions in the upset. And I mean, what's Sam? Uh, Serbensky is 2. I don't have Sam's picks. I did not get his, so I don't know who he has yet. I'll have to put him in later. But Serbensky also has the Lions. Now that partially might be just because he's actually going to the game. Yeah, he will be in Arrowhead, and he's actually going to be in one of the end zones. So that's pretty nice. Heck, we might if you're watching the NBC broadcast, go look for 2 Aiden Hutchinson jerseys. That should be him and his buddy. Well, our buddy, I should say. But yeah, they'll both be there. Really awesome for them. Next, we have the Carolina Panthers heading on the road. We'll take on the Atlanta Falcons. This should be a fun game. Both of these teams. This is going to be a very close one, and I think both of these teams are kind of on a similar level in terms of talent level. The Atlanta Falcons are trying to reinvent their entire defense and basically try and replace everything that they have. Um, They're both pretty young, but I guess I'll go with the Panthers. I think they have maybe a slight bit more than Atlanta. It's a coin flip. I mean, you know what? Honestly, you know what? Actually, just in case it lands on Atlanta, I'm doing a coin flip because really, it's that close, and really, it could be anybody. So here we go. Lands on tails. I'm taking Atlanta. Tails is for the home team. So see if the coin fails me that time. I'll take the Falcons. That is actually who Serbinsky has as well. He also took the Atlanta Falcons. Um, Actually, wait a minute. Man, this is really hard. I'm trying to think now because uh, yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'm going with what I was originally thinking. Screw the coin. Watch now when I pick the Panthers, it's going to be the other way. But give me Carolina. They do have a really good defense, and Bryce Young is a solid quarterback. They have a decent receiving core. Mal Sanders is a decent running back. I honestly, Carolina, I think, is actually the better team. So give me Panthers. Cincinnati Bengals on the road against the Carolina or Cleveland Browns. Carolina Browns. The Cleveland Browns. I don't have to think much about this one. This is Cincinnati. Cleveland's a hot mess. I am not a fan of Cleveland's team. I don't get the fascination over the Browns this year. They're not a good team. Deshaun Watson was awful last year. I mean, could he become the guy that he was back in Houston? Maybe. Dude hasn't played football though in 3 years until like midway through the year last year, and he looked terrible. I do not put faith in the Cleveland Browns. I'm not putting any faith in that team until I actually see something. Cincinnati though, yeah, definitely taking them over Cleveland. Easy, easy money. I don't even have to think about that one. Um, and then that's gonna be the same pick for Serbinsky. He's got Cincinnati as well over the Cleveland Browns. Jacksonville Jaguars on the road against the Indy Colts. This is a pretty easy choice as well. Jags are they're a solid team, and Indy not so much. The Colts are a not so great team. The Colts are not good. Obviously, there's the Jonathan Taylor mess. Their owner is an absolute moron, and their quarterback could throw more picks than touchdowns. So it could be a problem for Indianapolis. So give me the Jags to easily win that game, and Sermensky also agrees with me. He has the Jags. Then you have the Vikings at home taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't think Tampa's as bad as people think. I think the Bucks are a bit of a better team. I think this will be really close, but it is Minnesota at home. So I will take the Vikings. I think it's going to be interesting, though. I think this is going to be a very close game. I think the Bucks do make it they make it a game, but at the end of the day, the Vikings get the win and come out of U.S. Bank with a W. And that is where Serbensky also is going. He has the Vikings getting the win as well. Next, we have the Tennessee Titans on the road against the New Orleans Saints. Saints are probably the best team in the NFC South, which isn't really saying that much because the Saints aren't really a great team. But their defense is solid, and I think Derek Carr will make the offense a lot better than it was last year. With that being said, being at home against Tennessee Titans, I have New Orleans with the win. Saints are, like I said, Saints are a decent team. Tennessee does not have a pass defense. They have a good run defense, but they don't have a pass defense. Alvin Kamara out for the first 3 games of the year with a suspension. Uh, Titans, though, their pass defense is bad. And I mean, I don't know if they really haven't done even that much to fix it in the off season. And so, I mean, they get some guys healthy, but they need some help in that secondary. And so yeah, I have the Saints, and that's what Serbenski has as well. He has New Orleans. Derrick Henry could be a problem for New Orleans, but I still got Saints winning this one. Then next we have the San Fran 49ers heading on the road to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers at still Heinz Field, not calling it Acrisure Stadium or whatever dumb name it is now. I think it's called Acrisure Stadium. Still Heinz Field. Forever Heinz Field. Sorry. You will not tell you'll never make me call it Acrisure Stadium. Not happening. San Fran 49ers. It's a stupid name. San Fran Niners on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Take a wild guess who I'm taking. Steelers aren't a bad team. I think Steelers are a sneaky pick for the playoffs. But this is San Fran Niners. This is easily the best defense in probably the entire NFL, and an offense that just seems to find ways to score, even though their QB is Mr. Irrelevant and not even that special. I mean, Brock Purdy was solid last year, but it's Brock Purdy. I mean, come on. So yeah, give me the Niners though. Obviously, they're a fantastic team. They could win. They might end up winning the Super Bowl. And that's who Stravinsky has. He has the San Fran Niners. For the record, I can't stand San Francisco, but it is what it is. Next, we have the Arizona Cardinals on the road against Washington. Both of these programs are a mess, programs. Both of these franchises are messes. But the Washington has finally exited a period, getting rid of Dan Snyder, and their franchise isn't as much of a joke anymore. Their stadium's still a nasty, just enormous joke, but they're better than Arizona. So give me the Cardinals. Uh, and or sorry, Serbenski has Washington as well over Arizona. I don't think anyone should be surprised by that one. Then you have the Houston Texans on the road against the Baltimore Ravens. I don't even have to explain why I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens in this game. And I don't really think I have to explain why Serbenski is either. Let's just say it's Houston and leave it at that. Then next we have the Green Bay Packers on the road taking on the Chicago Bears. This should be a fun game. Green Bay finally no Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers is out the door. He's now with the New York Jets. I don't even care where he is, just not Green Bay. Um, but he is now gone, and now the Bears finally have a chance to break the curse and finally beat Green Bay, and they'll get a chance to do so in week 1 of the season at home at Soldier Field, and I think they do it. Justin Fields is a very, very good quarterback. I think the Bears are a team that will push for a wild card spot in the NFC. Green Bay is terrible. If you guys watch Jordan Love and the few games that he had to play when Rodgers was out, he was bad. Love is not good. Jordan Love is not good. And really, they don't have a ton of great receivers. Their tight end room is okay. It's full of rookies. And then the running room, of course, you have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, who are solid running backs, but the Green Bay is not good. And I have the Bears getting the win at home and finally breaking the curse and beating Green Bay, something of which they have been wanting to do for literally ages and have never been able to do. So it'll be funny to see all the Bears fans go bananas when they finally beat them. And Serbenski has the same thing. I don't know if I just put it in for him. And he does have the Bears also beating Green Bay. He thinks Fields will have a big game. I 100% agree with that notion. Next, we have the Vegas Raiders on the road taking on the Denver Broncos. Vegas is a mess, and Denver, I think, is going to be a lot better this year with a legitimate head coach who has a clue what he's doing. And Vegas, well, they didn't get rid of their head coach who doesn't have a clue what they're doing. So it's going to be a rough year for Vegas for sure. Give me Denver to win this one, and that is where Sabensky has as well. He has the Broncos getting the win uh, at the Death Star at Allegiant Stadium, which is home to the Super Bowl this year, by the way. Getting the win over the Vegas Raiders is Denver. And then next we have a pretty fun game right here. The Philadelphia Eagles on the road taking on the New England Patriots. New England is a bit interesting right now. Number one receiver now is Juju Smith-Schuster as he replaced Jacoby Myers. But really, the interesting thing for this Patriot team is going to be can Mac Jones be the old Mac Jones again? New offensive coordinator. It's not Matt Patricia, which I have no idea why in the world. Like, first of all, why even hire the guy after he miserably failed as the Lions head coach? And then, why on earth would you turn him into an offensive coordinator when his specialty is defense? He's not even an offensive coordinator. Like, why? I mean, it's so stupid. And yeah, I really I will never understand what in the world Bill Belichick was thinking putting Matt Patricia in charge of the offense. But now it's Bill O'Brien, which for a lot of people also scares them. But Bill O'Brien, a lot of people think he's a terrible head coach. Look, he was bad as a GM. Head coach, I don't know about that. He was a bad GM. I mean, obviously, he was an idiot and traded away Hopkins for a load of nothing. But we'll have to see how he does as the OC in New England. But it can't be worse than what he did, or than what Matt Patricia did. But Philly Eagles, I am definitely taking the Philly Eagles. The Eagles are a fantastic team. They could end up going to the Super Bowl as well this year. Uh, just like the Niners. It's gonna be one of those two from the NFC. Uh, they're both really good, and I think even though it is in Gillette Stadium, I know it's in Gillette, but give me the Eagles. Really good team. And that's what Sabensky has as well. He's got the Eagles. Next, we have another really fun game. This one probably even better than the one right above it. The Miami Dolphins on the road against the Los Angeles Chargers. Really good teams right here. These two will be fighting for wild card spots at the end of the year, definitely. Both of these teams are very good. Miami went big time on defense, replacing several players. Well, not replacing several players, adding several players to try and get their defense to be a lot better. Also, their defense is now run by Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio. And then for the LA Chargers, their offense is now run by a new man, Joe Lombardi, out the window. Kellen Moore comes in from the Dallas Cowboys. So he'll be running the offense and in control of the Justin Herbert-led offense. Now with Quentin Johnson in the receiving core, still of course Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. Of course, the running back is Austin Eckler. The Chargers are a very good team. Problem for the Chargers is they never stay healthy. And they also seem to flame out somehow in the playoffs every year, and as everybody loves to say, Charger it. Hopefully they don't do that again this year. But Dolphins and Chargers. This is going to be a really close game. Last year, these two faced at the end of the year, and I believe it was the Dolphins who came out with a close one. I honestly don't remember who won between these two last year. But I know it was in LA, and I remember it being very close. I think it might have been the Chargers that actually won. I don't really remember, but this is going to be very close. I don't even know who to pick in this one. I think it's going to be neck and neck. So you know what? Out comes the coin again. And that one lands on tails, so I will take the. Why does it land on tails every time? I will take the LA Chargers. Um, you could pick either team, and I would say you're not wrong. I mean, like I said, I just flipped a coin and picked somebody. Both of those teams are very good teams. Um, so I could see either one of them winning it. The Chargers maybe might be a little bit better, but that's anybody's game. Really, really good game. Unfortunately, I'll be at softball, so I'll miss probably all of it. But well, I'll miss a good part, probably most of the second, all the second half. Might see the first half. But yeah, I'll take the Chargers. That is where Serbenski is going as well. He has the LA Chargers with the win. Should be an absolutely fantastic game. One not to miss at 425. Then we have the LA Rams on the road against the Seattle Seahawks. I don't have to take much time with this one. Most of you guys probably know by now, but I am a partial Seattle fan. I love the Seattle Seahawks. Um, so I also despise the LA Rams. But the Rams just aren't even good. They're not even a good team. Their offensive line is a joke. The defense has absolutely no one outside of Aaron Donald. Their team's just not good, and it's a mess. And so Serbenski also has the Seahawks on the road taking, or at home, I'm sorry, not on the road, at home taking down the LA Rams. We'll have to see if Geno Smith really is legit and does it again this year. He might not. You never really know. Then next we have the Sunday night football game, the first Sunday night game of the year, and it is a huge rivalry. The Dallas Cowboys on the road against the New York Football Giants. What a huge game this is going to be. What a great game this is going to be. Both of these teams are very good. New York Giants are looking to be a little bit better this year. New tight end in town, a much better throwing, a much better receiving option for Daniel Jones and Darren Waller. Saquon Barkley is still around. Still a decent defense for the Giants. As for the Dallas Cowboys, they have a new receiver in town and Brandon Cooks. Still got Michael Gallup and CD Lamb. No Dalton Schultz. He has moved on to the Houston Texans via free agency, so now they'll depend on two former Michigan tight ends, and Luke Schoonmaker, and then if I'm trying, Sean McKinnon, I think is what the other tight end's name is. But they're both former Michigan men, if I'm correct. And I actually remember the name Sean McKinnon because he is from Michigan. I remember him there a little bit. And of course, Dallas at running back has now Tony Pollard, Zeke Elliott leaving in free agency, going to the New England Patriots. And so Dallas Giants, Dallas's defense is still really good. I think this is going to be a really close game, but the Giants don't have what it takes to beat Dallas. The Cowboys are too good for this team. I got the boys winning on Sunday Night Football in MetLife. Serbenski though has the Giants. He has the New York Football Giants with a huge win at home, getting a big win against their arch rivals, the Dallas Cowboys. That's a big pick right there. I can see it happening, but I got Dallas. And then we got Monday Night Football here. We have the Buffalo Bills on the road taking on the New York Jets. So two straight night games at MetLife. Uh, this is going to be a bold pick, but give me the Jets. Bills are a really good team. But I've been watching the Hard Knock series for the Jets. I've been watching these guys. I've been watching their players. They're amazing. This Jets team is for real. I'm telling you, the Jets are going to be nasty. If Aaron Rodgers has it locked in, if Aaron Rodgers, you know, gets focused and puts it all into gear, I think they'd run away with the division. and their division's tough. And I think the Jets run away with that division. That's how good they could be if Aaron Rodgers really pans out. So give me the Jets. I think this is going to be a fantastic game. This is one to see Monday night, but give me a New York Jets to win this one. And then Serbenski does take the Buffalo Bills, which is more the safer pick, I guess, but going to be really close. I got Jets. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I got a lot of videos to upload. I'm starting to get a little tired now. So that's it for this. I hope you, whoa, down that goes. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see next week for more picks for football. Until then, adios, everyone.